Boom.
Woo!
Here we are. Back again with another What's Wrong With Me podcast. This is Bo the Laugh Man Loftman. I haven't said that in a long time.
No.
You know what's funny?
Thank God.
When I sent your email to, I guess we can talk about this shit. We're going to be involved in a movie.
Yes.
Coming up here.
Yes. We're movie stars.
More details.
Film actors.
Coming up. Yeah. Acting a little bit.
Big stars.
We are going to be big stars.
Yeah.
It's gonna when it gets bought by Netflix and then for $50 billion and then they recast it, will be looked back on.
People will
as
be like, it was cooler when they were in it.
It was cooler when they were in it.
Maybe
we won't be put in the
Maybe we make the jump. Maybe out of everybody, we're the two.
How sick would that be?
Make
Could you
the
imagine
jump.
if they brought you and not me?
I would feel so bad when I'm leaving you in the dust.
I know you're. Yeah, you're definitely not sticking around.
I'm like,
hanging
oh,
out.
that's so bad. I feel so bad.
Whoa, I never would have guessed that they would have done that.
didn't
But
get it?
shit.
Oh, that's so weird.
You like hit me up like, dude, I can't believe we made it.
You're like, I didn't get it. Oh, no. No, I would feel terrible.
But the reason I brought that up is because when I sent your email to my buddy who's directing it,
Yes.
he was like, is his last name really Laughman?
You're like,
And
nah.
I was like, no.
He's a fraud.
He's a fraud. I was like, I should have just sent it Loff, man. That's the way to go. Loftman.
Loftman. I would say.
Is it men? Men?
Like, if I pronounce it, I usually say Loftman.
Then you should do Loffmyn.
Yeah.
To just
when
be
I've,
like...
when I didn't know the host, like if I was in an open mic and I didn't know the host, I would write Loffmin.
Okay.
And if I knew them, then I would write it regular.
And
Like
then
if it
they
was Ken
definitely
or
say it
something
wrong.
like that. Yeah, he's still gonna fuck with me. But he knows it, so he's gonna fuck with me either way.
Right, exactly.
So, but yeah, phonetically is the way to go sometimes. It's the way out.
Got to,
But
because
yeah,
fucking
it's spelled laugh man for sure.
motherfuckers.
The bastards. Let me
Holy
move this
shit.
damn computer so we can have sex.
Man, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited
So
about the sex.
we lost some dead weight.
That's right. Fuck Bryan.
Yeah, we got rid of the dead weight that was behind the computer. But this is temporary. This is to fill a gap because we love Bryan, we love his studio, and we will probably continue doing this. But this is also going to become part of our repertoire where we can jump in and do, because Bryan is a big shot now and he's on tour
That is true.
in
Yep.
Salt Lake.
I don't know where he
he
went.
is.
All I know is that
Tyler's there with him, right?
Yeah, because he was doing some of the video stuff.
And Jackson.
Jackson recorded a special,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty excited to see.
Oh yeah, I bet that'll be funny.
But yeah, Bryan wore some like newspaper boy hat for,
You don't like
for
those?
his fucking. Yeah, why would you do that?
Bryan wore one of those?
It looked like it in the photo. I don't know.
I feel like he'd be the first person to hating
I was
on a
looking
hat
forward
like
to giving
that.
him shit about it. Yeah, you would think that he'd be someone who would just massively talk shit about that, but you know.
Well, we can talk shit to him, which is fun.
I'm just gonna fuck with this mic stand the entire show.
Yeah. That's how you know you're a good comedian. When you know how to adjust the mic stand.
When you've mastered fucking with the mic stand, that's when you're a fucking has-been.
Well, the unfortunate part is we can't do multimedia. in
That's
this.
okay. We will be able to
Yeah.
at some point, just not at the moment. But at least we have this. We have some actual
No,
microphones.
this is legit. This is legit.
Um,
And we're not wearing headphones. I am used to wearing headphones.
I am
It's
used
a
to
little
wearing
weird.
headphones too, but you know what? It's all right.
Hey,
I feel
but-
like that fucks our set because sometimes we're like, dude, what's it? Do you hear that in your headphones? Like, yeah, that's the
That's
air conditioning,
Bo.
or yeah, like something that we don't turn off until the podcast starts.
Well, look at how far we've come. We were in a closet,
That's true.
and not in this apartment, different apartment. And then
Totally
we went to
separate.
Bryan's, and now we're in a living room.
This is definitely
This is pretty legit. I like this setup.
this is better case scenario than anything we could have thought of in the closet.
Absolutely. And I feel like if we were to have a guest on over here, it'd be very easy to adjust to,
100%.
Because this is where you do Getting Dug with High.
That is right, and supposedly next week is going to be the first week we start having guests on Getting Dug with High, so I'm going to have to sort of...
Is that a secret? Do you know who it's going to be?
We're shooting for Todd Glass, but I don't think that
Always a
he's
good
available next
watch.
week, so we're either going to wait for him or do just like a regular...
Another Todd.
A friend of the show.
Todd Barry.
No, it's not going to be Todd Barry. That would be pretty funny.
That would be sick. Just any Todd. Any Todd will do.
Calling all Todds. Calling all Todds. Podcasters wanted.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh man.
Well, we haven't had a guest on. Who are you thinking about for us?
I don't know. I've actually wanted to have Frank Castillo on. I talked to him not too long ago about it.
Yeah.
But it's just funny.
Rising up in the game.
We do some shows with Doug together, and he does like Doug's podcast with me. So I feel bad just being like, hey man, jump on this fifth thing that
I mean, if he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. But come join us, Frank.
Yeah, maybe we'll start a beef.
I don't know, Frank.
If he doesn't want to do it, we'll just start an online beef.
Comedy beef.
That's right.
LA comedy beef.
Who smokes more weed?
Oh yeah, he is a big stoner, huh?
I wonder who smokes more weed.
Probably you.
I'll tell you what.
If we're talking about like milligrams of THC, I bet you.
I wonder, because he eats it as well.
Oh, okay. Which
I don't do because it's a waste for me. But I will tell you, anytime that we've been together and we've been smoking, it's usually when we smoke hard. It's usually on the way to a gig.
Uh-huh.
And we'll smoke, and then I'll stop, and then he'll do one more dab, and then pass out while I drive.
Got it.
So he's a napper.
So
I think we could smoke the equal amount, but I'll stay up longer.
That's a call out, Frank. I'm looking at the laptop and not the. That's a call out.
We got to do a 24-hour smoke challenge.
Yes.
But really, it's just who can stay awake for 24 hours.
Well, we discussed that the 100 subscribers, and once we hit 100 subscribers, and we're almost to 50 right now, we're swapping vices, and I have to smoke weed for the podcast, and you have to drink for the podcast.
That's fine.
The amount of alcohol that I drink. So that's like at least three tall cans or something.
But instead of 3 tall cans, can I have like a mimosa and a half? or like one, or like...
If it's mimosas, you got to drink a whole bottle of like Andre or something like that.
That can't be the case. Are you talking about...
So much sugar.
Do I have to match the volume of liquid, or do I have to match...
Volume or alcohol content?
Just alcohol content.
Yeah.
All right. Well, but that's what I'm saying.
So 2 mimosas is not equal to 3 tall cans.
Why? What do you mean? How?
There's no way.
What's the percentage of...
It's pretty low.
Of sparkling wine versus...
So...
It's got to be more than a beer.
So,
a light
but
beer.
like, how do you pour your mimosas? Do you do a splash of orange juice?
I'll figure it out. I'll do that math on my own. You got to do the alcohol math.
Okay, so if I had to guess, 3 tall cans of like Budweiser, you're drinking almost, I wouldn't say all, but like at least 3/4 of an Andre bottle. And that's so much sugar. And you don't like beer. How about White Claws or something?
What about one? Yeah, I'm trying to reduce the amount of liquid that I have to intake. So I'm saying, can I do 2 shots? 2 shots of vodka?
No, that would be like probably 3.5 shots or something like that.
Like, how is 3 shots of liquor?
I would say vodka to a tall can, 1 shot, like a full shot. Like 1.5
There's got to be a converter somewhere on the internet.
I bet it's pretty close to a tall can to a shot. Of a real shot. Not 1 ounce, but 1.5 ounces. So you're drinking like... What is that?
4.5 ounces?
Yeah, 4.5 ounces. Which is like a tall glass.
That's like a nice, hefty glass.
That's a hefty glass. That's a hard pour. But I'm not... Like, you know that I'm going to get... Dude, the other day... Granted, I had been drinking a little bit. I took 1 hit off of a spliff, and I couldn't fucking walk.
A spliff?
No, a joint.
A regular joint.
A regular
You
joint.
are a spliff smoker, though.
I was.
But that's where you're coming from, is like, you're coming from a mild smoke anyways.
But I had been drinking, and like, I used to laugh about the idea of like, oh, I got crossfaded. Now I totally... If I've actually been drinking, like I've had a few, 1 hit fucking sent me to the... gosh darn moon. Like, I couldn't walk. My buddy was over. I was trying to show him my upstairs pool room. Couldn't walk up the stairs. Like, it was embarrassing. My girlfriend was mad at me and shit. Granted, she had every right to be.
She just call you a pussy or some shit?
No, just like Your
You're such a
friend's
pussy."
here. He's staying here, and you got all fucked up. I was like, it was the weed. And she was like, you were drinking. And I was like, yes, but I shouldn't have. It was
Well,
like one of
that's
the
the thing.
tarantula leg ones.
Yeah,
like,
you can't-
with oil and stuff on it. It fucked me up.
You can't
and
mix
if
that
she listens
shit.
to this, she's gonna be like, no, you were just drunk. And my buddy has my back. He was like, no, dude. As soon as you hit the joint, your eyes glazed over and you couldn't fucking walk straight.
That's actually, I have a.
So it wasn't that the weed did it. It was that I was already to a point of drunk that it pushed me over.
Yeah, there was no going back.
Because I probably had like, I went and played golf. I probably had like 3 beers, and we got back tall glasses of fucking vodka mixers, drank those, and then hit the weed and disappeared into the ether. Like, next thing I know, I wake up and my girlfriend's pissed at me.
Massive
She
pussy.
was cool. She was very understanding. I was like, I'm sorry, my bad, my B.
I mean, it happens. That's basically why I stopped drinking, is because I got fucking annihilated one night.
You kind of have to pick one or the other, or just be a regular smoker and drinker all the time. And it's like probably better to pick one or the other.
That's what's crazy about Doug, is he just fucking, he'll drink and smoke.
That's how it
It's
used
just
to
his
be,
vibe, man.
but
I'm jealous. I mean, I wish I could. I just can't do it. Drinking just makes me feel bad.
But I don't see him, like, I bet you smoke more weed than him, and I bet I drink more than him, but he is probably in that sweet spot of, like, a couple drinks, a little bit of weed.
For sure.
Blah, blah,
It's all
blah.
about, like, maintaining the buzz.
But I don't...
Not to speak for him at
For
all.
me,
but
like, even if I'm relatively sober, a little bit of weed now. And ladies and gentlemen, I was a bit of a pothead back in the day. Like, smoke every day, at least 5 or 6 times a day for
But you smoked
probably
young,
10
right?
years.
you started
Yeah,
smoking
starting
young.
at like 15 or something.
Most
like that.
people who start young tend to not choose weed later in life. I
Yeah,
feel like.
yeah. I never thought I would quit. And every once in a while I'll take a little hit here and there. But for the most part, it's whew. Like the other night I hit one hit. We went and saw the Beach Boys. Saw the Beach Boys with John Stamos. Dude, first let me bitch about that.
That's fucking awesome.
Play the
actually.
bangers first. Start off with bangers. Then they do an intermission because they're fucking 90 years old. They do an intermission on their own set. Not like the next band comes on. They do an
Jeez.
intermission. John Stamos comes up and plays guitar. And then they go to an intermission. And then they start playing like, maybe if you're a huge Beach Boy fan, these songs were bangers, but they were trash. He was like, I hung out with George Harrison and sang like a fucking 20. Every other song was medley style. Like, they do a minute and a half of the bangers, one into the next, like fucking all the good songs that you know, and played like 2 songs from Pet Sounds, which is, I think everybody agrees, their best album. Damn. And then, so then he plays a fucking 4-minute Hare Krishna song. Just like, please stop.
Alright.
But I'd never been to the Greek. It was fucking awesome.
Oh,
The
that's what
Greek
it
is
was?
so cool.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, and then right towards the end, they started playing the bangers again. And
Man, what did damn, the Greek, I've never been there either.
dude, it was super sick. Beach Boys are dope, but come on, you guys. I get it. Like, you're artist, but you know why people are there. You know?
Yeah.
Like, they're here to hear fucking Pet Sounds
Fucking Brian
and
Wilson.
Let's Go Surfing now. Well, it's not the Brian Wilson group.
Lying in
It's
bed,
not. They had this
just
other
like
fucking
Brian
50-year-old
Wilson did.
trying to.
And fucking
Fill in.
Bare Naked, do you know that Bare Naked Lady song?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, I just went to the Hollywood Bowl and saw a
I saw that.
live orchestra of Back to the Future.
I
which is
thought you were at the
amazing.
Greek, honestly, because they look very similar.
They are, yeah, okay.
Actually, Hollywood Bowl. The background is obviously a bowl,
Yeah.
but I hadn't been to the Greek, and it looked smaller from your picture, so I thought it was the Greek, but it was not.
Nope. But that was pretty cool.
That
But I
looked
did.
awesome. I did that for ET, like right when
Oh,
I
that's
went to
sick.
LA. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw a movie there, but it was neat. My buddy got tickets and he had never seen Back to the Future before, so
What?
yeah. And I kept telling people that, like, yeah, I'm going to see Back to the Future with my buddy who's never seen it before, and everyone was like, "Oh, I've never seen it either."
Huh?
Like 3 people in a row. Alicia, from Getting Dug with High. This girl Jade that I work with, and then one other dude that I was talking to about it. They're all a little younger than us.
I guess that's fair.
But still, like late 20s, like you should.
Yeah, you would think. But some people just some people will go down the path of like if they're revisiting older movies, they'll go down like the film path and not past like the blockbusters.
Yeah.
And I think you should do both.
Well, I mean, it's like Back to the Future is one of the most like beloved movies of all time.
Yeah.
And that's mainly what you're gonna get.
And
out
you
of
like
the 80s.
You like 3, and I like 3 as well.
I like all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like 1, 2, and 3.
But I get why people at the time didn't like it as much because the other 2 were so good.
Well, so I grew up. How I watched Back to the Future was a VHS tape.
Yeah.
That it had been recorded onto.
Yeah.
All 3 movies as one full movie.
Which is
so I literally
like a television show, which
yeah.
is what we've talked about before on the podcast. Like if it came out now, it would be like a fucking long running Netflix series
for sure,
and it would be so good, just tons of adventures.
Yeah, which is like, and I'm like, if it wasn't in the contract that they can't reboot it and shit like that, it would definitely be.
They always find a way around that though. If
yeah,
they really
I mean you're right. I mean they will eventually. Like there's gonna be. And it's really going to play as more of like a serious live action Rick and Morty, as opposed to just a play.
It needs to be silly. It needs to keep the.
But that's
you're not going to find Michael J. Fox.
But it's going to be like whatever like MTV series shows they're making now, like the Scream TV show. You know, it's
I never saw that.
Loses all of its substance, and it becomes basically like, you know. I don't want to hate on other shows, but you know, shitty fucking high school shows from the 2000s. It's like, I don't know.
Which is understandable. Like, they're going to milk it if they... But the new Scream movie was good.
I didn't see the newest one.
It
was good, though?
Yeah. They brought back the old team.
I'll give it a go. I've been pretty disappointed with the last few movies I've watched.
I think you would like it. But, so, speaking of long-running shows... This just made me think of this. They were asking this Stranger Things cast, what major movies that like everybody's seen have you not seen? Do you have any of those?
I have a lot of them.
Like, what's a major one? Because I didn't see Jaws all the way through till like 4 years ago.
Well, we've talked about this on the podcast. I'm pretty sure it was not trivia at one point, but I've not seen any of the Godfather movies.
Yeah, you did say that. That is a big one.
But there's a lot of those. Like, a lot of those. Like I didn't see Shawshank Redemption until I was living with Tyler, like in my 30s.
Yeah. I don't think that would offend many people though. Like Jaws would piss people off.
Jaws would piss people off. But see, it's more about beloved movies as opposed to like cinema. Now, if you're talking to like someone who is a fucking movie nerd or whatever, like they're gonna be like, "Oh, you haven't seen Tarkovsky's," you know?
Fuck all that.
Like whatever, which is like, yeah, if you like movies, you should watch those movies.
Yeah,
but
I think
it's not the same as like I made my girlfriend watch Goonies recently.
And you know, I think if I rewatch that now, it's been so long since I've seen it, I'd be like, "Oh yeah," because I've been playing that framed game, Goonies.
Oh, Goonies.
Which I have seen all the way through, but it's been probably 10 years.
Oh, it's great.
Have you played Framed at all?
I have, a little bit.
I didn't. It took me 3 tries to get Goonies, and I've been like killing that game.
Interesting.
I've been getting ones of movies that I haven't seen. I got 2 days ago was The Social Network. Got it on the first one. It's just a picture of Red Bulls and Cokes in a refrigerator. It's like Social Network. Fucking nailed it.
Huh.
But there's been a few that haven't seen the movie. I have seen Social Network. That I was like so hyped that I got it on like the 3rd one. I was like, I'm the shit. I'm basically movie master.
I would be bad at that because I really haven't seen. That's like my big thing with movies is I haven't really seen that many.
I think you would surprise
movies
yourself
overall
because like you start to realize how much signature is on single frames. Like, the first one doesn't tell you anything, but then the second one you're like, oh, that's I haven't even seen this, and I know that this has to be that. Or you'll guess, and it'll be that. You know, you'll be like, it's maybe this, but fun
Yeah.
game. Frame.wtf. I'm sure everybody's fucking playing it.
Yeah.
We're like a month
Well, I
behind.
mean, I know because like Doug was the one telling me about it because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm looking for more Wordle.
I saw a
games.
post that he made one day after I found out about it.
Hilarious. Yeah, I need to start playing it more often. I played it like once or twice and then just kind of fell off. But
Well, I go through the archive. I'll sit there for 20 minutes and go through like there's like I think 150 right now. And you can just go through.
oh, you can go back.
Yeah,
and
you can
do
go
them?
back. And
That's
do the old
really
ones.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
not
I'll
like
just sit
so
there.
it's
and,
not like because Wordle is kind of annoying that you have to like.
so if you go to
to
the page and hit the calendar button, it'll just have a list of all of them. You can just click through them. Start at one if you want to. It's fun.
All right,
It's fun.
I can do that.
We love movies because we're film actors in a
True.
major motion
in a
picture.
major motion picture.
And we're gonna be fucking stars, and we're gonna forget all about.
It doesn't even matter if it's a small independent movie. If it gets bought by a studio or a streaming platform, it's technically a major motion picture.
We are major motion picture.
Hi, I'm Taylor Rizzo.
You
I'm
have
a
a
major
dream.
motion picture.
We gotta put it in our bio,
Yeah,
like as
major
soon as
motion
the
picture.
first day on set. But yes, can we talk about the movie at all? We probably shouldn't talk about.
We
details
probably
about
shouldn't. Yeah, I don't.
We can
think
say
so.
we are gonna be. We haven't said the director's name.
we're involved.
We're involved in a moving
some
picture.
sort of production.
Yeah. No, but we're very excited about it. We did a table read last week. We're doing a table read today.
We got a little one today.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know Bryan's not going to be a part of it today, and I know that we're not doing the full script. That we're going to kind of bounce around to some different scenes
That's
and
fair.
focus on stuff, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
So
basically.
yeah, if you're not listening to this now, so we're basically talking to the people that are listening. If you are listening to this years from now, you
know who we are.
You fucking missed out.
You fucking know who we are. Now you're having to go back and look at where we started.
Yeah, where
instead
we
of,
began.
Instead of
trying to
following
cancel us. Probably.
Jesus. Speaking of that,
I don't think we've ever said anything that bad.
well, I mentioned I'm gonna tease something right now, and I know it's weird for me to start bringing it up when we talk about being canceled, but it's part of that. So I have a little surprise for next week, assuming we'll be back at Bryan's.
Yeah. Did you pay him for last week?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think I did. I'm pretty sure I paid him. I'm pretty sure I paid him.
Ryan charges us money to use his facilities, which is fair.
Which makes total sense.
A fair price.
Yeah. So we've been talking about a lot of emo stuff. It's been like the research that I've been doing on
Your
that
new
sort of
project.
era of music, something that I've been writing.
Yeah.
So I dug out my old iPod.
Oh yes, you did tell me. You
And-
sent me the screenshot.
I have recordings of not one, but two of my high school bands. And so I am
So glad my middle school band didn't have any recordings.
I'm so excited to let you guys listen to it because it's funny. They were basically done at the same time. I was in a band that was, I mean, we only have one song recorded, but holy fuck!
the fact that y'all recorded is pretty insane.
Yeah, and it's funny
What did
because
you
like
record on?
we recorded through a laptop.
A major studio.
We a major motion studio, major motion audio.
That's not helpful.
Okay, so and I'll get into it obviously more next week. But so
I'm gonna
basically,
uncross my legs.
that one particular band, whose name is For the Sake of Scenery.
That's the name of the band.
That's the name of the band.
For the sake of scenery.
For the Sake of
That's not
Scenery.
bad.
It's not terrible, right?
It's kind of bad.
Not
but
terrible.
Brian would chew that up.
Brian's gonna eat it. Brian's gonna eat it up. It's gonna. I mean, we're gonna have to pause this motherfucking song.
I'm sure he
1,000
has
times.
some dark era of music because he was in music.
Yeah, he was in multiple bands.
Yeah, I bet he's got some bad shit.
But so the one song that we have recorded, we actually recorded in our practice space, which was an air conditioned.
Oh, so you would hear AC though?
Exactly, an air conditioned storage unit.
Hell yeah.
So literally, big area with a bunch of storage units, and then there was a building where
amazing.
there's a door and basically an alleyway between storage units along the whole inch air condition. So it kept like our drums and our instruments shit in there. That's where we recorded through the lead guitarist.
Recording studio.
It was a recording studio, basically. I mean, we're basically
With, like, metal walls.
Yeah, all metal. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Complete metal walls, like tinny metal walls.
Yeah, the bounciest. Like literally what they
the
use
worst
for bouncing sound.
Yes,
like
yes.
if you're trying to get a bad noise.
Yeah. So, and so
That's pretty cool.
and we recorded all the instruments and vocals individually, like you would do in a major motion picture.
No shit.
studio.
You recorded it individually?
Individually,
The
and
fact that you all had the wherewithal to put the music together is pretty impressive.
well, so that's where this falls apart a little bit
Okay.
because you can tell that in doing it individually, obviously none of us have experience
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
So like
it's not easy.
it's the
like a trained
the
skill.
first few seconds of the song are like off.
Yeah.
Like the guitar cue where the drums come in,
What the
when the
fuck?
sounds, it's just not right.
It's pretty cool though.
And it comes together
yeah.
and falls apart. It comes,
Yeah.
there's a lot of up and downs.
Did y'all ever do any live performances?
We did not. No. So
Thank God.
So how that band started originally. So I was in sort of like a garage band with
As opposed to this one. That's a
a
studio,
storage unit, a storage
studio
unit band. It was a storage unit band. But I was basically in a garage band with some buddies of mine in high school, and we would pretty much just play covers and like write some bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
Um.
What covers were y'all playing?
Oh, like Fallout Boy and like Taking Back Sunday.
We're going down.
Yeah,
Like
I can play that on the drums
That's pretty sick.
and sing.
Oh, you were
backup-
drums?
drums and backup vocals. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
and
I
so
was just a front man
yeah,
because I was incapable of playing an instrument.
yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But so the dude who was singing for us in that group started playing with this other band, and basically at some point everybody in that band left. So the dude who was playing guitar with us started playing bass in that band.
Okay.
The dude who was playing, oh no, he was playing something else. We had a keyboardist friend as well but he started playing with another band, and then basically they needed a drummer as well. So our band basically just shifted into this other band with this guitarist. And we like played for a while. We had a set of songs. We recorded this one song, and then we split up.
Is anybody still in music today?
I
I feel like guitarists who are
don't think
decent
so,
at that
actually.
age
I know.
end up being pretty good.
Okay, so this is the second half. So I also have, I don't know if I should say this number, but I'm only going to show you maybe 4, but I have 30 plus recordings of another band that
What was that band
the
called?
bassist from the Sake of
that's
Scenery,
that's the Topanga.
Corey and Topanga.
Corey and Topanga.
So we were ex Corey and Topanga X. And we were
You're basically like a rapper.
yeah. But back then you put X's around everything for like straight edge and hardcore and all that
yeah.
stuff. So that's back like your.
I didn't get that when people had that on their screen name.
That's how you knew
That's
they
what it
were into
was,
like
yeah.
that type of music
Yeah.
and that scene, whatever.
Even if they weren't straight edge, they'd still do that.
100%, yes.
Playing at Java Jazz in Houston, people know.
Okay.
Some people know.
Oh man, but yeah, so the dude who was playing bass in that band, who was also a pretty good guitar player, our garage band basically became just the two of us.
Yeah.
And so we started making all these joke songs that were like, when we first started, we were basically plugging in microphones to a cassette recorder
Yeah.
and playing like nonsense grindcore, screaming into like it was nonsense.
Yeah.
It wasn't music at all.
No, I can totally relate.
And then we slowly like progressed into writing songs that sort of had a structure, and basically we have a song about like snakes on a plane. We have a song about jinkos called Funny Pants. We have a song about
you were Bo Burnham.
yeah, exactly. But like a weird like death metal grindcore.
If y'all were all talented, this probably would have been way better.
So I was listening to it today, and it was like
You were kind of impressed by like, the
if we
idea.
had it. Well, but the recordings are so bad.
But like the concept was
But the
there.
concept is there,
Yeah.
and it's really funny to like go back and listen to it. But I tell you what,
You're also fearless at that age.
that band, that fake band that we had, is the most cancelable stuff in my history of existence.
Yes.
Some of the shit that I was
But
saying,
only you have it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some of the shit that I was saying in there, I was like, dude, what is
Jesus
going on?
Christ.
it like caught me off guard, but it was interesting because a lot of it was like me trying to be punchy
Yeah.
in like, because obviously I was a big fan of like
this is an
shock
edgelord
comedy at the
shit.
time.
It's like-
that's a lot of what it was.
But
It was
pre
like,
that, that's what I'm saying.
but that's what that sort of era was. So there's
Yeah.
that became like the ironic metal band was a pretty common thing of the time. And we were kind of just playing into that on top of the fact that that is the height of shock comedy. So every white comic was trying to figure out a way to say the N-word in their act. Like it was like,
And it hasn't really changed.
not that I
much.
said the N-word anywhere in the music. But that's
Did you
other
drop
internet videos.
Did you drop
that
any hard Fs?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
A few, actually.
But also, at that age, not to say that it's okay or that it was okay then,
yeah.
but
no.
at the time, I'm sure
It was
a teenage.
It was a
Taylor
regular
Rizzo in South Carolina.
Yes, it was
that
a regular
wasn't even
part
that
of my.
edgy.
Yeah, it was a regular part of my. And the funny thing is like looking back on my high school experience in particular, moving from Florida, where I knew.
Are you going to say you had a gay friend?
Well, I was gonna say across the board, like a lot of my friends are black. I knew gay people, even though it was like sort of a more hush hush thing.
In South Carolina, I could imagine that.
Well, in Florida at the time.
Oh, Florida.
And then moving to South Carolina, where I did, was such a small, basically mostly white town. My school was 100% white.
Yeah.
And then so I used to have a bit about it, but basically I was the most ethnic person in the school.
Still are.
Probably. But like looking back, like I
bet you got something
was
in
probably the most progressive person.
Yeah.
As far as like
And
being
you
an
still
outsider.
have cancelable offenses
And I
in
still
your
have
history.
mounds of them. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like there's levels to that shit, and just because you're on the lower levels doesn't mean you're
I'm sure
free of it.
I'm sure with any kid in adolescence could, like with kids growing up now, they're probably way more ahead of this kind of thing. But if you were to record some of the stuff you said as kids, granted, I don't think I have an N-word tape anywhere out there.
Yeah.
Or like even saying it jokingly, thankfully. But like I'm sure I used like bad language, like the F word or whatever, like just indiscriminately at like 12.
Yeah,
and 13
for sure.
Because you're discovering these words and you're a shitty kid, you know?
Yeah,
I remember hearing racist jokes in Texas and being very put off by it, like not thinking that was cool, but everybody else thinking it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean that's where you sort of start to learn these boundaries. Like
because I was awesome and way ahead of the curve. But
that's just where you start to figure out where you stand on a lot of that stuff. Like when I was a kid in elementary school in particular, most of my friends in my school were black, and so I grew up being around the N-word, using it all the time in elementary school, like as a young kid, and having no context for it. So it's basically like the word bitch. I knew it was like a cuss word, but I had no context for it. But my granddad would say it, and I could tell. I could tell the difference in it, and that's where I started to you start to understand sort of the weight of words, even though you don't have context for what they actually mean.
My grandpa was, on my dad's side, was very racist, and I think because my mom was so not progressive comparatively. I mean, she's old person progressive now, but was made it very clear to me that this is not acceptable behavior. Like, you don't treat people this way. You don't treat women this way. Like, he was, like, like, he was just, I mean, an old fucking white dude from Texas. Like, just shitty. And so it was made very clear to me at a young age, like, none of this is acceptable. And I don't think every family in Texas was instilling that into their kids.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. But yeah, I mean, so that's like, but that's, it's so weird, like, looking back and getting, like, I mean, having basically like a little chunk of that era to look back onto and seeing, like, sort of where my head was at the time. It's pretty crazy, man. But I am very excited to play some of that music for you guys. The one song from For the Sake of Scenery is gonna, it might take up a half an hour of the podcast,
which is fine
because it's gonna.
I would love that.
It's so ridiculous, but then I will listen to some of the other band as well, and I actually think that Bryan might like some of what we did.
Well, what about not about when you started stand-up, but when you started thinking about doing stand-up? I, unfortunately, because I was so embarrassed by it when I got a little older, threw away everything that I ever had. Like, I don't have old notebooks, because I started when I was 15 trying to write stuff. Dude. And I don't think it would be, like, cancelable, but just so bad. Like, not, like, bad, like, in terms of...
Oh, dude,
not funny.
Let me show you.
Like, I remember I had, like, I had so many, like, a Pope American Idol bit.
All right, look.
When they were picking the new Pope. Oh, so bad.
My first
10 years
open
ago.
Mic. Hold on, look.
11.
Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Holy
7,
shit.
8, 9, 10, 11. And then
but I mean, you were still,
a couple
what,
specials.
20 then, right?
Yeah, I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I started at 24. But I have
15.
I have the first 15 sets I ever did on video.
Why?
I don't know. I just remember, like, when I was doing it, I was like, I'm going to record every single one. And I just thought video was the way to go to have it. And I made my girlfriend at the time, do it. And I still to this day believe that was the beginning of the end for us. Is having to sit there and watch me learn comedy and just want to murder herself and me.
I still don't, like, I wouldn't let my girlfriend go to an open mic ever. The only chance you could go to see me do stand-up is for a show. A real show.
Even then, I have had...
Like, I wouldn't like it, but I would, like, that would be okay.
My hardest...
Because if I do bad then that's the best I was going to do.
Yeah.
Or not that, you know what I mean? Like, I was prepared for it, and I did bad. Like, if that's what happens, so be it.
Well, I mean,
but there's a crowd, there's people there.
That's what you want to set it up for.
Yeah,
you want to set them up for best case scenario,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't go well. But, I mean, the first show that my girlfriend went to was the hardest I've bombed in LA.
Oh, it sucks.
It was rough. I literally... I don't know if I saved it, but I was hosting. Went out, I did 5 minutes to nothing, to chirps.
Oh.
And really the problem is I did a long bit. I did a bit. I didn't do jokes. I just did a whole bit to start it out. And at the end I just go, I guess I wish I did a different bit.
Yeah.
And I got a laugh and I was like, "You're first comedian coming to the stage." I like tried to jump to it as quick as possible, but it was bad. And then Danny was like, it was the show that me and Danny used to host.
Yeah.
My buddy Danny, who's a comedian.
Yeah.
He was like, "Dude, what happened?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm gonna go fucking talk to."
That's how comedy works.
Talk to
Fucking
Jasmine.
bombs.
He's like, "Oh, your girl. Oh, that's why you bombed." Because she showed up.
No,
but it's just
that's
like,
not why.
But there's always,
it just happens.
Every time she's come to a real show, I've bombed.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh. I had like
not bombed, but it hasn't gone that well.
In high school, I had like 5 of my good friends show up. Like, this is when I was doing stand up in Houston. It was probably 16, maybe 17. Bunch of friends, close friends show up, did terrible. About a month or two later, bunch of people, probably 20 people from my high school showed up.
Damn.
And had like the set of a 16-year-old is capable of doing, and I felt like a fucking king. But at that time, you can't really regulate those emotions of like I wanted to fucking, don't want to be too dramatic, but like I really wanted to just fucking disappear. Like at that time when I bombed. But when I killed, I'm standing out there like, oh, what's up? What's up? Oh, what's up, dude? Like just thought because it wasn't close friends. It was like people that are going to spread this around like, oh, Bo does this. This is his thing.
That's a thing.
And
that
it was
he
the
does.
best feeling ever.
Dude, killing was the shit, man. It took me like...
Still is.
Still is. Well, I haven't done it in so long.
Oh.
No, I think
it is the best.
I think I
feeling.
killed pretty hard in Bakersfield. But,
no big deal.
no big deal.
No big deal.
And then right before I bombed in Huntington Beach, I didn't bomb, but it did not go well. They didn't love my new stuff in Huntington.
You were running new shit?
I got new shit. Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's fucking.
But
I think it's pretty
there.
banging,
Get there.
dude. It's about sucking dick and jerking dudes off and stuff.
You do love doing that.
It's
that's why we're sitting so close.
I'm not kidding.
This is the closest we sat for a podcast in.
That's true. We used to sit in a room smaller than this couch.
Smaller than.
I was thinking about doing it here at this table, actually.
We could do that.
And us sitting on either side of the table, looking into each other's eyes, and then just having the camera from the side.
A little Rogan action.
Something like that. And then because this TV's here, so I could put something on the.
No, that'd be dope. No, I'd definitely do that.
Put up the graphic, the "What's Wrong with Me" graphic.
Hell yeah.
We could do that.
Hell yeah.
We got technology.
We have the technology.
Oh, fuck.
Do you got any trivia for us?
I don't. No, not today.
Right.
We got too much shit going on.
We got a lot of...
I had a Getting Dug with I right before this.
We're Hollywood fucking actors.
Then we have
now.
a major motion picture script reading after
Major
this.
motion picture, ladies and gentlemen. You're probably like, why am I even watching this? Oh, yeah. Major motion picture.
That's right. There's going to be cameras on set and everything.
Yeah.
They're going to be like...
And they're going to have... They won't have film in them.
They won't have film in them. They actually will. We're shooting on mini DV tapes.
No. I was like, what?
How bad would that be?
We're shooting a skate
on the
video?
XL1. Yeah, exactly. In fucking 99.
Fisheye.
Where you just get the screw-on fisheye on your mom's camera like I did.
Hell yeah.
Dude, so there is supposedly... also, when I was a young... Right before the emo days...
Whippersnapper.
In the early Jackass days, the CKY2K days.
Yeah, I remember.
Me and my buddies used to shoot like Jackass style videos.
Yeah.
We were the exit crew.
Of course
We
you
would
were.
steal exit signs every once in a while.
Yes, we talked about this on the last one.
But so I...
Or no, those were not exit signs. Those were...
Oh, the ribbons.
Ribbons,
Yes, that's a big one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to reach out to my buddy in Florida.
You don't want to be the breast cancer crew?
No, we didn't want to do the rescue. But I want to see if I can actually get a hold of that tape.
That'd be sick.
Because there's
kind of wild
there's
shit
got to
were
be
you doing?
some cancelable shit on there too. But I mean, I know there's like us like pushing each other in shopping carts down shit like.
Yeah, we never did that, but we were definitely into like Jackass stuff.
Yeah, so I actually don't really know. I know at one point we had an older friend who had a car, so like we have some stuff with cars. Like I know at one point, I know there's a video. I don't know. This is the only thing that I can remember 100%. There's a video of my friend Matt throwing up in the back of a car and everyone yelling at my friend Jeff to pull the car over.
Uh-huh.
And I call him a dick ass.
That's a cancelable offense.
You dick ass. I don't know why. I don't know why I remember that so vividly.
I mean,
but
still kind of a good diss.
You fucking dick ass.
I kind of like it. Damn, I stink.
That's like the new dead ass.
I'm a stinky boy.
I got you. Want some deodorant?
No, I'm okay.
I'll give you some.
I'll keep stinking.
You don't like deodorant? Are you against it?
No, I don't use deodorant.
Motherfucker. I'm gonna put plastic wrap on this couch next time.
No. I shower often. But one Jackass related thing that we would do during recess, like at an age
during
where
recess. You're younger than I am, so you were.
You didn't have recess?
Not during Jackass days.
Okay, but
so I would have been in middle school by then.
No, my school had recess till 8th grade.
Oh, all right.
But it was like, I think it was 20 minutes, and it was just like there was a basketball hoop, some picnic tables. You could eat there. You didn't like it was basically free time for 45 minutes with lunch. so people would eat and then go out there and kind of hang out.
I got
It wasn't
you.
really recess.
I got you. That's
but
like
you had
so
a basketball hoop.
like when I was in high school, we had an hour for lunch, so you would eat and then you
Kinda
would go
hang
outside
out.
and play hacky sack. For a
Yeah,
while.
fuck around.
I got
essentially.
You. I got you.
So it wasn't recess.
You'd hack the sack around for a second.
Yeah. We weren't playing like football or anything, but what we would do is two people would grab the legs and arms. Like one person would grab the legs, the other person would grab the arms, and you just swing somebody into a bunch of bushes or trees or something like down a hill. That was like our move, and we thought it was the funniest thing ever. Just fucking.
I mean, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, you come back to fucking next class just wrecked, bleeding, covered in shrubs.
Dude, it was so much fun.
We thought it was hilarious. I remember we drop kick people.
Oh yeah, a lot of
drop
that.
Kicking was fun.
A lot of tackling people into pools.
Oh dude,
and
I
shit.
got tackled from behind once from a really good friend. We're still friends, and it like like if it happened now, my back would have been broken. Like just tackled from behind.
I broke my back.
I need a backiotomy.
I broke my. It's broken.
It's broken.
It's spinal.
Oh, you're talking about
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
That's my favorite clip of him. My back is broken.
All right. Talk to the people.
It's spinal.
For a second while I pull up these awesome news stories.
It's spinal.
The spinal. Alrighty. This is pretty funny in my opinion. Well, I guess the topic isn't that funny.
Oh Jesus.
Well, like it's pretty funny.
Are you gonna get canceled?
No, not for this one.
All right.
Maybe. This is on EDM.com.
EDM?
Yeah, it's a music festival related thing.
Okay.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Lollapalooza staffer arrested after fabricating mass shooting threat to get out of work early.
Jeez.
Like, just pretend that you're sick.
Hey, boss, there's a mass shooter. I gotta go home.
I heard there's gonna be a mass
shooter.
This, I feel bad for her because she's 18-year-old. I guess I probably shouldn't say her
God, that
name.
does suck because mass shooter scare is just the new bomb scare.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, we used to have bomb scares every fucking month. Like whenever there was a big test coming up, there was a bomb scare.
Well, this is what she sent. She said, okay, so on the second day of the long-running Chicago Music Festival, 18-year-old, I'm not going to throw her under the bus, I won't say her name, reportedly sent a message to a colleague from a phone number that read, mass shooting at 4 p.m. location Lollapalooza. We have 150 targets. The number was allegedly created via TextNow, a free internet-based phone service platform which allows users to register real phone numbers. So she did like a fake text to one of her coworkers
saying that there was going to be one.
Like,
oh, damn.
She was making the threat essentially.
Damn.
It wasn't like, hey, I heard there's gonna be a mass shooting.
It's, I'm gonna kill y'all.
Yeah, it's basically I'm the mass shooter, which is probably what got her in the most trouble. But she is facing terrorist threat, felony charge, or sources say Williams was arrested and charged with felony count of making false terrorism threat. Prosecutors reportedly stated that upon questioning, Williams admitted the scheme was an attempt to get out of work early.
God damn! Listen, I just got.
But also,
I hate to make.
You're working at a fucking festival. Who cares? Just don't go.
Yeah, you can just leave.
It's a 3-day job. Just go to the festival. You have all the credentials. Just show up. Don't go to work. Get into work. Change out of the outfit. Bring a backpack. Change out of the outfit and go to the festival. Like, nobody's going to be that mad.
I don't know.
Like, oh, she showed up, but we can't find her. Sorry, what were you going to say?
She's going down. I hate to make this about race, but dude, black people, you cannot do stuff like this. The police are not going to
I never said she was black.
I saw the picture though. The police are not going to let you get away with this shit. If she was a pretty fucking white bitch, she would be fine. And they would be like, listen, why did you have to do this?
She's a chubby black woman.
No, yeah, and they're going to destroy her. They're going to make an example of her, this fucking little 18-year-old girl who just didn't want to have a summer job.
Yeah, and she's 18.
Yeah.
She's of age.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're gonna fuck her.
It doesn't look good for Miss Williams. But,
she's going to get the same shit she would have gotten if she just shot a bunch of people.
No, I wouldn't say it's going to be that bad.
You don't think so?
I don't think it'll be that. That's light.
All right. All right.
She probably will get like
hyperbole.
She'll probably get like 5 years for that.
God damn, even that's like brutal. But
It's That is brutal, but also
give her 6 months and then let her fucking. Don't even do that. Just let her go home.
She may get
some parole, some house arrest.
We'll keep you all updated on this story. This is a hot topic.
No way we'll remember.
No, we won't.
No way we're gonna remember.
But pretend that we will.
All right, you got any happier stories?
No.
All right. Hit me
Okay, yeah, this is pretty happy.
Hit me with it.
So, this happened in Austin at La Barbecue, which I've been to. Not my favorite barbecue spot in Austin, Texas, but it is a good one. It's if you want to spend a little bit more money, more atmosphere, fancier drinks, you're in a restaurant as opposed to some weird fucking outdoor, picnic table setup.
I was gonna say picnic tables.
But thieves steal at least 20 whole briskets worth thousands of dollars from famous Texas barbecue restaurant.
Wow, that's a happier story.
Yeah, it's kind of happy. I hope they went to good people, but at 4 a.m., because if you know brisket,
cook it overnight.
Cooks all fucking night. You got one guy there checking the pits, usually. Maybe two if it's a bigger spot. So each brisket was worth $180, and they stole 20, making it about $3,500 worth of brisket, which is fucking insane. Also, you got to go in there with those black gloves.
Right? The thick ass fucking
usually
rubber gloves.
They're not. So if it's later in the cook, they're in the butcher paper at that point, right? Depending on how you do your brisket.
Yeah, but if it's 4 a.m, they're still on the fire, right?
No, they should be at their last stage by 4 a.m, because they're resting by probably 6
to cook evenly through, like just to sit.
Yeah, they're chilling. So thief broke into La Barbecue at 4 a.m. Thursday local time, jumping over the side fence, cutting off the barbecue pit locks, and loading more than 20 briskets into an SUV and driving off.
Was it just one guy?
It sounds like it, which is such a weird fucking thing to do.
Why not just take one?
But also, why that?
Brisket is so good.
It is very good, but he's not eating all of those. Or maybe he is. He just brought them home and is living off of those for a while. And on Instagram, the restaurant wrote, "It happened again. This time, this guy took 20 briskets that were prepped and cold smoking on our pits overnight. I'm so sick of this. Does anyone recognize this car?" So this has happened before. Hey, Austin people, let us know on our Instagram what happened before and why is this a thing? La Barbecue was founded in 2012. It's a great barbecue spot. Not my favorite, but they're awesome. Check them out. And is that a happier story?
That's a happier story. It's funny that some dude stole a bunch of briskets. It's very weird that...
Is there a black market for briskets?
Why you got to bring it back to race?
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Canceled.
Canceled.
I honestly knew you were going to say that.
Oh, you knew?
I fucking knew.
Oh, you just guessed the ending. You just know everything.
What's a non-racist term for the illegal market?
The illegal market?
There we go. Is there a trade for... did this guy have a fence for briskets, do you think? Or do you think he just was like...
I don't know. It seems more like it feels very sitcom-y where he threw a party and they're like, "Oh my god, these are some of the best briskets I've ever seen."
He did a beer run?
And then they're have the news on later and they're like, "Stolen 20 briskets," and they all just slowly turn to him and look.
No, not mine.
It's not my briskets. I made those.
Okay, I got another food-related story. Are you familiar with Papa John's?
Yes.
Are you familiar with John Shatner, the founder of Papa John's?
Yeah, I know that he loves the N-word. And
he loves it.
Eating 40 pizzas a month.
The disgraced founder of Papa John's, John Shatner, says the company is making worse pizzas because they don't have his conservative values or the truth of God, or truth and God. So, as much as I don't root for this guy, do conservatives make better pizza? They might.
I feel like
conservatives might make
I don't want to
trash
support.
food.
I don't want to support this guy, but I feel like when he was running things, their pizza did taste a little bit better.
Might have been better.
It tasted a little bit better. You know, I mean, a lot of
in general,
a lot of good things
conservative
came
food
out of
tastes better.
deep-rooted hate. You know,
but the fact that he thinks they're making worse pizzas, fine. But the fact that he thinks it's because they lack conservative values and truth and God.
yeah, it's like someone whose special ingredient is love. It's like, well, that doesn't exist.
That cum?
So yeah, it's like, is there a real tangible thing that you're adding to the food? Or, I mean, he might have been putting fucking cocaine.
Well, the funny thing was, I mean, I'm sure tons of places were talking about this, but whenever he was getting interviewed after he got kicked out of Papa John's, his company,
Yeah,
he was
named after. He is Papa John.
He was Papa John. Now he's just John Shatner. But whoa, you drinking beers over there?
Yep.
That he was saying like basically he was talking like Batman. Did you hear any of his interviews? He was
His
like,
voice?
vengeance will come.
Oh no!
He was like, their day will come.
I thought you meant he was like
no,
doing
he was
the
like
Batman.
their day of reckoning
I'm
will
Papa
come.
John.
No, he was not voice wise.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Quote wise, he was like, their
I
day
ate
will
40
come.
pizzas in an entire month.
Oh, their day will come. Like saying really ominous shit, and then COVID happened. So
I mean,
maybe
that's what a lot of these fucking like conservative anti-government nerds are like. They just all think that they're fucking V for Vendetta.
Oh yeah.
Like, but they are
Especially-
literally supporting the like. They're fucking idiots.
Well, that's your opinion because
No, it's not my opinion. It's fact.
no, it is.
No, it's not my opinion.
I try not.
I actually don't believe that.
I think.
I just know it to be
I
true.
think we're pretty left leaning most of the time, but I do try to avoid. There's so many funny political stories all the time. Like there was a
yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene story that I didn't do because I don't want to be the political podcast.
Yeah, we don't have to do that.
You know, like they are funny. But
I
at
feel
the
like we
same
do
time,
enough shit talking about politics.
yeah, like
that
I think
it's not
people
really our
understand
thing.
roughly what our politics are, but at the same time, we don't want to be like, because at the end of the day, I don't know shit about politics. I know what I know, and I have my feelings about things.
And I'm an expert, so we should.
Yes,
we don't want to like go
exactly.
back and forth.
But I also wouldn't be like, I'm a staunch Democrat. I'm like, very left leaning.
I like to say that I'm neither. Personally.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I mean I
I'm
believe mostly in left leaning
Yeah.
ideas.
and but I think they're both a bunch of bozos right
yeah,
now.
I definitely agree.
But yeah, if when it comes down to voting, I'm pretty much always going left. And you got it here first, folks.
That's right.
But I do feel
Let
bad
me
about.
tell you something, brother.
I do feel bad about our boy Alex
we vote
Jones.
Democrat.
I feel bad about Alex Jones getting wrecked.
Oh, that is some of the funniest shit I have ever seen in my life. I mean, listen, you dream as an attorney, you dream of the opposing.
He just sends him
Just
his actual
sending you
phone. Not even
everything.
Discovery, just his fucking
like it. That
phone.
shit is wild.
Poor
Do
AJ.
you know what perjury is?
He's like, I sent it to you. I don't know what you mean. I sent the files. The files were
The
sent.
the judge trying to explain to Alex Jones that he's not allowed to just talk is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen.
Oh, but he can talk. He's
Well, and he doesn't know how to just answer. Like they'll ask a yes or no question, and he'll be like, "Oh well, I just when we first started the things, and it's like, all right, when I was born in
but
1988,
he did get
it's like,
that.
you can't-
He did get that good jab in.
that was hilarious.
The-
you mean like Bill Clinton and the
You mean Bill Clinton and
you mean like Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton? It's
They're
like,
like, fuck. We forgot about
well, and
that.
that's why they were like, all right, listen, you can't catch us off guard with that shit
you can't
any
win.
longer, okay?
Also, that dude is worth a shit ton of money, and $45 million out of his business is not nothing, but it's not
Yeah.
a lot.
No, I mean,
He
but
could
he's
sell
just-
3 of his Rolexes and probably cover that.
yeah, I mean, he's got so much fucking
He's
money.
got a lot of money. Dude, when I moved to Austin, so there's basically a strip by UT that's called the Drag. It's like basically every college has one of these. It's like the strip of just shops. There was a tiny, tiny, tiny sliver of a shop, basically in between two shops, that was Alex Jones's company. I'm blanking on the name of it.
InfoWars.
There was a tiny, tiny place. And I was, 18 and was like, 9/11 was an inside job. I was like, this is sick. Austin figured it out. We got and it's a huge empire now and has become way bigger than it ever should have been.
Well, and it's all because of Trump. I mean, Trump would stop giving...
It's only because of Trump, because he was pretty big before Trump was elected.
He was big, but Trump is the one who legitimized him. He basically stopped giving press passes to CNN and started giving them to InfoWars and shit like that. So it's like, he really legitimized
I would argue all of them should be allowed in.
InfoWars should not be... Because
they get to pick who they ask questions.
Right. Well, of course, but still.
They should be able to cover it. I don't know if it's...
InfoWars should not be allowed in to cover shit like that because their number one priority is to say that things are fake. Yeah. So that's all they're not like covering anything. Yeah. They're just saying that something is fake, and it's usually everything that's fake. And so it's fucking crazy. I mean, Donald Trump being elected should have turned most conspiracy theorists into realizing that what they believe in is not the case.
But it did the opposite.
It did the exact opposite. People went deeper into the rabbit hole instead of realizing like
black helicopters.
You thought that Hillary Clinton was in the Illuminati, a shape-shifting fucking reptilian. No. You think that the Illuminati, a Satan-worshipping cult of aliens who can literally fake multiple moon landings, pull off 9/11, but they couldn't rig the election for Hillary. They couldn't do it because God chose Trump
Drain the swamp.
Yeah, it's fucking...
No, it is pretty insane.
Nonsense.
But he got raided this week.
Yeah,
we meant to not get political, but we totally got political.
Well, you talk about not being political, and then we just talk about it.
And then we go political.
We do have to go soon.
How much time?
We can get too political.
4:37. I think we're about done. The only other story was Hershey doesn't seem like it'll fit its demand this year for chocolates. Sorry.
Oh my God. What are we going to do for Halloween?
They blame Putin.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do we get most of our cacao beans from the non-equator countries of Ukraine and Russia?
Just fucking...
I'm pretty sure they come from Africa and South America, right?
But it's just like maybe the children of America could take a couple candy bars off this year.
Never know. Yeah, just a couple.
Fat fucks.
Eat only Nestle chocolate.
Yeah, and their water.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. But yeah, we got to get out of here. We got a major motion picture script reading.
Yeah, we got a major motion picture to deal with. It's a pretty big deal.
Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe this YouTube channel if that's where you're watching this. What's Wrong With Me podcast. www.inpod on Instagram. Follow us on there. We post things every once in a while.
I'm going to start putting all the podcast handles in the credits. So check the credits at the end. I haven't been doing that, but we'll add all the podcast Instagram handles and well, if you're watching it on YouTube, you're already there. So.
Yeah, but maybe we can put our guest info on there as well on our Instagram and whatnot. So yeah, we appreciate you guys. We're over 40 subscribers on YouTube now. We started at 0, which is
that's 40 times more.
That's exactly.
Actually, it's not. It's 0 times 40 is 0. So
this is not that we're more of a political podcast than a math podcast. So, but be sure to check out my other podcast, Getting Dug with High, which is shot right here in the basement, which you can't see because
there's a backdrop
it technically is made to feel like 2 different studios. But yeah, that's on patreon.com/gettingdug, $4.20 every month. We got a bunch of stuff coming up, lots of cool guests and live episodes and all that shit. That's going to be pretty sweet. So yeah, follow Bone Thugs and eHarmony
at Bone Thugs and eHarmony at Bo's Backyard Burgers LA. We're doing an event, but I don't think the episode will be out in time, but we're doing an event this weekend for abortions. So
for abortions?
Yeah, we're pro abortions.
That's cool.
No, it's for pro choice stuff.
Aren't they all like vegans and stuff?
Yeah, they're going to be eating burgers. Well,
Nice.
that's what we make the burgers out of. Is
Oh, out of baby meat?
I shouldn't say that. And then at Footsie's in it's like in Atwater area. Check out at Footsie's on Instagram. We'll be there this Friday and hopefully next Friday. Check it out.
Are you hoping to not get kicked out?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know if we're set up for the next Friday.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I don't know if it's a weekly thing yet, but we'll definitely be there this Friday. But I don't know if this episode. Hopefully, this episode will be on time. Yeah, it should be. Yeah,
probably.
it should be. Should
Why
be.
not?
Alrighty.
So we can just upload it right now if we want.
We'll
And
try.
schedule it for another day.
We will try.
We'll see what the internet's looking like. We appreciate you guys, and we'll be back soon. Let's high five it out of here.